Hey guys, so I just wanted to take a minute and touch base with everybody here um, during this period of just extreme uncertainty. It seems like the entire world has fallen apart since a week ago, when we last saw each other. Um, we have been tasked with kind of implementing an online only education strategy um, in building something that would normally take a couple years to implement within less than a week. um, and that's going to require the cooperation of all of us together, especially uh, the cooperation of you all. So you guys had a lot of questions, and I'm going to try to answer them the best that I can. So the first one is, how will this affect school days? Will we have to make this up? Right now, we are being told no, that we will not have to make these days up as long as we can show student learning and participation in these online systems that we've kind of begun to implement. And so as soon as you guys play ball, or as long as you guys play ball with me here in this virtual world that we're kind of all creating, so that we can avoid so that we can avoid getting our elderly relatives sick. Um, as long as you guys are participants here, then you won't have to make anything up. But what we're being told is that a failure to complete these online courses will be treated with the same level of severity as just a flat refusal to come to school. So it is still possible to fail my class. It is still possible to have an attendance problem. And unfortunately, a lot of the details of those things, though, haven't really been hammered out yet. Again, we were this moved a lot quicker than a lot of people anticipated. But to answer your question, no, you're not going to have to make this time up. Fingers crossed, as long as we're all doing what we're supposed to do. Okay. So I had a bunch of people ask about vocab and spelling tests, and about articles of the week, and about SAT prep. So as of now, this is subject to change, but as of now, I have no plans to schedule regular spelling tests, to schedule articles of the week, or to schedule SAT prep. One of you also asked about the SAT test. That was canceled by the State Department of Ed, so you will not be taking the state test this year. Now, whether or not you will have to take it next year, there's no way to know yet. And honestly, with as many logistical problems as the school system as a whole was having right now, whether or not you guys take your SAT test should really be the least of your worries. The curriculum itself is going to be a mixture of IXL and novel study. So we're still going to go ahead and do Looking for Alaska. That's the plan. So we're going to do Looking for Alaska. You're going to read that. The PDF and the audiobook are going to be attached in Google Classroom. You will have direction from there, and then you'll have access to me to ask me questions while you do that novel study. And that's going to be about it. People who are getting paper packets, the due date for those paper packets is right now, April the 10th, unless there's a reason why that won't work. So I'm anticipating that this current unit of instruction that we are entering, including reading the book and doing all the associated activities, will take about 3 weeks. And then we'll have to reevaluate, and then we'll figure out what the next thing is that we're going to do. The book is a good book, so at the very least, you'll be entertained. If you are an average reader, the book will take about 4 hours for you to read from start to finish and then completing the activities. So over the course of about 3 weeks, I'm expecting you to spend probably between 30 and 40 minutes a day on course material for me, which sounds like a lot, but it's not really. And many of you will be able to get that done much faster than that. You know, and you'll have access to the audiobook. So if you just want to listen to it while you do something else, that's fine too. But just make sure that you're getting the content. You have to continue to read. So that's the curriculum. Many of you wanted to know how we're planning to help you if you get stuck or you expressed anxiety about being able to learn new concepts while you are unable to have access to us looking over your shoulder. The answer to that question is that there's not really a playbook. We've never done this before, so we're not absolutely certain, and we're trying to figure out what the best practices are and what the best ways are to be able to help you. What I can say for me is that I plan to hold regular video conferences that include the ability to see my laptop screen. And so I'm going to be providing you with video conferences and YouTube video instruction. And that is the thing that I'm planning to do. And if you need to have me call you or engage in some other kind of communication method, I'm going to make myself available to help you as much as I can until we figure out the best way to make all of these things work. I had others ask if their internet wasn't reliable, what would happen. All I can say is you can't control the things that you can't control. And I do not plan to hold you responsible for something that you can't control. Paper packets will be available. There's also been some discussion about having the buses go around and deliver and pick up materials. So we'll just have to make a plan and figure out how we can get you your coursework based on what the actual scenarios are. So right now, all I'm asking you guys to do is don't really plan for every eventuality. Let's just try and figure out what is right now. And then late work, the same thing. So, you know, the late work policy, if you are proactive and you contact me and tell me that an assignment is going to be late, then I'm more likely to be understanding than if I don't hear anything from you for a week and there's some kind of non-emergency reason. So I'm going to try to keep in contact with each of you as much as possible. I'm going to be making lots of phone calls here in the coming days and trying to check on you and make sure that you're okay. And finally, right now, I'm planning to have my office hours where there will be a video conference open from 9 to 9:40 in the morning and then from 2 to 2:40 in the afternoon. And then other times by appointment and by email. Be checking your email. Be checking Google Classroom. Be checking live grades. You know, this new online education system that we're doing here is gonna shift a lot more of the responsibility for your education onto you as an individual. So you're gonna have to learn to be proactive and learn to ask for help when you need it. And you can just trust that I will do the best I can to help you. And also, in the midst of all this, just know that I understand that we are in the middle of an unprecedented healthcare emergency. And I understand that you have family to take care of and that you have other obligations other than schoolwork. But there is no excuse for not asking for help and there's no excuse for not asking for clarification, and there's no excuse for not telling me that you have something that's come up that means that you won't be able to return your assignments in on time. So I'm going to start pushing an assignment out to you as soon as possible. If you have not already finished the Pudd'nhead-Wilson final for some reason, please turn that in, because I'm going to be finishing those grades probably for the rest of the day. So be safe out there, and let me know if you need anything.